So before we get to the actual rant section, I just wanted to give a very brief introduction. If you're new to this channel, hi, I'm the PrezPurple, or Stefan, as everybody else calls me. I just wanted to do kind of a little informal thing, maybe like once a week, because I like to talk. If you're a friend of mine, you know anything that happens to me, they'll hear about it because I have the need to talk about it. So I figured, why don't I just do like a little thing with you guys? So if you like it, leave a like. Make sure to check out more of my content. I do a lot of like funny moment videos and stuff like that, and I stream like once a week. So yeah, enjoy the rant. So a couple of years ago, probably like close to five. Yeah, it's 2025. I think I graduated 2020. I did like a podcast with some friends, and it was a lot of fun. Just a podcast. You're just talking to friends about random shit that you guys all know about, but saying it to other people because they've never heard it. And it was a lot of fun. Our schedules just kind of got too busy after graduating to keep it going, so that's kind of why we had to stop. But my biggest gripe with it was always kind of like you had to make sure it was a certain length, like all your podcasts, you want them to all be around the same length. It's okay if some are a little longer, maybe a couple are a little shorter, but generally speaking, you're trying to keep it like if you're doing like an hour-long podcast, you don't want a 45-minute episode. 50, 55 minute, that's doable, but it's 45, like you gotta make sure you have enough content to justify the episode. And excuse all the noise right now. I'm just at work. I'm just walking around talking into an AirPod. I have no idea what the audio recording is going to sound like. So best of luck. But so I was just thinking, like, I needed something else, some more content. I'm tired of posting just repo videos all the time. And I have to walk around this big storage building every day for work where I'm just kind of by myself, not really doing a whole lot. So I figured let's just do like a weekly rant. So today I'm talking about fear and hunger. A couple days ago, I was just kind of thinking I needed something else to play. Not a huge fan of single player games. I'm trying to broaden my horizons, I guess. Because I don't have the time for competitive games anymore. I have like 1 to 2 hours most days to play. So I just don't have the time for competitive gaming anymore. So I'm trying to find more games that I can play by myself. But I do a thing where if I do finally find something I want to play, I turn it into a stream game, which means now I can't play it by myself because I'm streaming it. So I don't want to suddenly jump from one section of the game to another. So the other night, I decided to get Fear and Hunger. Now, I don't know anything about Fear and Hunger other than it's the haha funny coin flip say goodbye to your save file game. I've been seeing, some like lore videos, some ending videos on YouTube and stuff, but I never watched them. So I decided that I'll get the game and I'll play it the following morning. And I don't, I wouldn't even know how to describe Fear and Hunger to somebody. And I only have, I think it's like 5 hours in the game or something like that. And I think the game describes itself as a roguelike JRPG dungeon crawler, which I guess would be mostly true. I don't know how much JRPG elements it really has, because I'm not that far into the game, because quite frankly, I can't stay alive for more than 20 minutes. Like I have 5 hours in the game, and my longest save file is currently at a playtime of 30 minutes. So it's not even a hard game. For example, when you load up the game, you make your character, you make a couple decisions that determines what skills your character loads in with. So I spawn in at the dungeon or whatever it's called, the prison, it's not really sure. And I walk in, and it's got this nice cryptic theme, nice doom and gloom cryptic theme where it's like, everything's gone to shit and everybody's evil in this place and you just got to do what you have to do to survive. And you get in there, the atmosphere is really nice. I super love the like pixelated art style, but it's just like looking at this, it's like it looks it's so cool, it's so artistic and it's all on theme. And then you walk into the dungeon, and the very first enemy that you encounter is some troll with a massive fucking schlong. And it like brought me out of it. So now I'm like, okay, so this is a goofy game. Like that's the joke, is it looks all serious and the characters take it so serious. But here's Mr. Peener with his throbbing member, as the text so kindly informs you. So, but then it's not. So the guy takes his first turn with he's got like this butcher knife, and immediately, boom, there goes my character's fucking arm. I'm like, okay, anyways, all right, I'll attack him. And, I hit him, and then he hits me again. Boom, now I'm down a leg. What the fuck? This is the first enemy. I thought the game was serious. Then I saw Mr. Peener, so I'm like, okay, we're just fucking around. But no, no, Mr. Peener is slinging some fucking meat, and I mean that literally and figuratively. So now, after the fight, I literally just started this game. I end up down an arm and two legs. So I'm literally just crawling around on this fucking floor. And of course, I died at a very, or I think I just restart. I either died or I restart because I'm like, I just started the game. I got no fucking legs. So I go again, same character. I just walk back in. There's Mr. Peener. So I'm like, all right, well, fuck you. I'm going to chop off the arm that has the hatchet. So it's like, all right, nice. Now you can't hit me with a hatchet. Well, guess what? Mr. Peener hits me with a charge attack for 100 damage out of my 100 health, and I'm dead. Okay. Oh, and I didn't mention that the charge attack was a coin flip. You either just die from it or you take no damage on a coin flip. Okay, I see what we're doing. This game's not hard, it's just RNG based. And basically, like the whole game is like this, where it's like everything is determined by this RNG. If you want to sleep, you have to rest in a bed. But if you want to rest in the bed, you have to make a coin flip. Otherwise, somebody's going to interrupt your sleep and jack you up. And now you can't sleep because your adrenaline is too high or whatever. So it's just like, okay, so the coin flip meme was real, but the game's not actually hard. Well, no, that's where you're wrong because the game has no tutorial whatsoever. It doesn't tell you how to do anything. Like, you have to randomly find a book that tells you what all the different status effects do. And it's got like broken bone, injured arm, poison, your stereotypical stuff, and then it's got infections. And my God, are infections, you might as well restart your game. If your character gets infection, he can get it on an arm or a leg. Doesn't tell you which. I don't think it matters. I think it's just you have an infection in your arm or an infection in your leg. If this infection goes untreated after a non-disclosed segment of time, your character will just, oop, just threw something. Your character will just keel over and die. In my 5 hours of playing, the only thing that I found that alleviates this is called the green herb, something like that. And if you use it, it clears all infections, which is really nice. But even when searching everything, the most herbs I've ever acquired was 3 at one given time. Any sort of character, not even a bladed character, a character who hits you with a club or anything, any sort of injury to your character can result in an infected wound. So it's like, okay, so I should just avoid all combat. Well, you can't. The enemies run faster than you. If they spot you, they'll come after you. And the game has a light-based scout system. So if you don't have a torch, you can see in a small radius around you. If you have a torch lit, you can see in a bigger radius around you. Now, the AI is pretty stupid, so there are a lot of times where you can just kind of walk behind them and they won't spot you. But there are portions where an enemy is blocking your path and there's nothing you can do about it. You have to fight them. You can try to run, but running doesn't, it all it does is it takes you out of combat, but then the enemy just starts chasing you immediately again, which means if an enemy position themselves unluckily for you and you run, as soon as you move, you'll just collide with their hitbox again and go right back into combat. So now you can't avoid the combat. If the guy hits you, there's I don't know what chance to get an infection. And if you've already used all the herbs that you found, your character will just die. Or you can once again randomly find a hacksaw and, well, saw off your limbs. But like I said, remember, I'm only about 30 minutes into a playthrough. I'm 5 hours deep, but the file has only been going for about 30 minutes. Every time I die, I just have to restart. And I looked it up. Fear and Hunger is about a 10-hour long game. So I'm 30 minutes in, down an arm or down a leg or down two legs or down an arm and a leg. I'm supposed to continue like this for the next 9 hours and 30 minutes and just hope that nothing else fucks over my leg or my other arm. It's certainly the game ever. And I don't really know if I want to look up how to play it or just keep slogging through it, or if I'm just gonna call it a day and watch somebody else play it so I don't have to suffer. But yeah, this was me ranting. Think I'm gonna end it here. I have no idea what this audio quality is gonna sound like. I hope it's somewhat decent. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to work. All right. Uh Peace out.